The Cale
and
Zack
Podcast.
Oh yeah.
There we go. That's lovely.
Yeah, I don't know. I got caught up. There was like more liquid. It was like a false gulp for the first one.
Yeah, it was weird. It's kind of like you choked a bit on your first gulp.
It didn't work.
Anyway.
All right.
the
Hello.
vi- Hello.
Well, we have to
Oh yeah,
welcome to episode 21 of the podcast.
21.
21.
Had to get it out the way.
Yeah. Do you want to explain where we are, Kyle?
We are at Zach's beach house. His family is very well off.
Oh.
They have a second house
Yeah.
where Zach just comes to chill. Live life.
It's my grandparents' house.
Yep.
In Yunderup.
True.
It's a very lovely spot. It's a
Is
shame
that
that the
lovely?
winds come through because
Yunderup,
it was
nice
glassy.
canal behind us.
Yeah, the canals. It's good. Yeah, it's a nice spot.
Weather storm's coming. I'm getting dripped on.
Yeah, it's a bit cloudy.
It's a cloudy day.
Bit
Because
chilly.
we'd spent too much time beforehand.
We did.
trying
Trying
to
to
get
take a photo. My feet are still sore from that.
Check it out on Instagram
Yeah.
if
what
you're
would
wondering what it is. We're jumping on the jetty.
I'm
trying to get a
hoping that
nice-
it's going to be A Star Is Born. That's what that one would be called.
A Star Is Born.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you're captioning in the photo.
Yeah, it's a good caption.
You're good at remaining solid in the air.
What
Like
do you
you
mean?
remain very sturdy.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas I feel like I flail a bit.
Oh, Kale was all about. Kale, you punched my hand.
I was going for an aggressive handshake.
Yeah, no. We try to do. Oh, should we explain it?
I guess because by
Yeah.
the time it's up,
True.
it's up.
We try to do a mid-air handshake.
Yeah,
And the coordination just wasn't there.
it wasn't there. Well,
The-
also because it's a sketchy jump because you can't
is
see
a
where you're
little bit.
landing, and it's above on a jetty, a narrow jetty
Yeah.
above water,
Yeah.
as all jetties are.
Mm. Oh, some aren't above. Oh, I guess they are above water.
Yeah.
Some are in the water. That's been
That's true.
submerged in the water.
Well, that's just
To be fair.
the way it is.
Yeah, high tide.
The life of
It'll
a
go,
jetty.
it'll go underwater. It's
Anyway,
crazy.
we're here. We're not here to talk about jetties.
We're not.
Even though I was saying in the car, we do love a good jetty.
We do love jetties.
We've
They're kind of
few
like
episodes
I think
on
they're a
jetties.
hot spot.
They are.
I think we've been.
They draw us. They call us.
I think
the call
jetties
of
are
the
the number
jetty.
one spot we've been to.
Yeah, we'd have.
Different
We've done
jetties.
at least 3 or 4 jetties.
Yeah, we haven't really been.
And we've
naming
thought
them as
about
well.
even more.
Mm. Yeah, we have. There's a lot of jetties on our list.
Today-
Buffington jetty, we have to do that.
Oh, it's a long
There's
jetty.
that is a long jetty. That'd be
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
It's not about jetties.
Sorry.
It is
Yes.
about Vietnam.
Vietnam.
That's right. Vietnam. Zach has just returned from a trip, and I've not heard a single thing. We've been
Yeah.
icing each other out.
We actually have. We haven't really been talking about it.
No, we've seen each
Yeah.
other in between. No talk. I didn't even ask him how Vietnam was because I didn't want to know until right now.
Yeah, I got back. First thing Cal said
You
was,
almost told
"Hey."
me.
Huh?
Like, you didn't realize I didn't ask at the start.
I know.
And then you're like, oh, you want to see photos of Vietnam? I was like, no.
No, yeah. Well, I was just excited. I wanted to show my friends what I've been doing. I've come around ever since last episode, or 2 episodes ago, where I'm trying to appreciate my friends more.
yeah.
Yeah. So I was just trying to express what I've been doing, so you can
Of
know a bit
course.
about my life.
After smoke bombing them.
Yeah. Well, apparently I'm a bit of a sheltered soul, so people don't know a lot about me. But I'm trying
Yeah.
to break past
So
that
this-
barrier.
And this will help people as you
Yeah.
explain your trip in Vietnam.
Yeah. So
Traveling journey.
Yeah. So it was good.
Why Vietnam to begin
Cheap.
with?
Vietnam, cheap, and it's not like Bali. It's more so, I find, like,
Not as touristy almost.
not as touristy, and also like not as like just like people go to Bali just to like drink. That's
Yeah.
basically what Bali's known for.
True.
You're going with a group of people, and you're basically just going there to get messy.
Yeah.
Vietnam's a bit more cool, calm, collect,
Cultured.
culture. Yeah,
You're there for the culture.
Vietnam actually doesn't have like a main religion.
Do they not?
No, it's like lots of little pockets. Like majority of the population's atheist, apparently.
Really?
Is what I heard from.
I
a
heard
tour
that is
guide.
the same in Korea.
Oh, true.
Could be fake.
Yeah, I'm
Dunno.
not sure.
Definitely in North Korea. Well, their religion is.
Kim Jong Un
Yes.
is God. Yeah.
Indeed.
But yeah. So went with my girlfriend for 10 days.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. And it was started off
Give her
rocky.
that Vietnam dong. I'm talking about the currency.
Yeah,
Because
I
the currency
did,
is
actually.
dong.
You get a lot of dong as well. I was a
Yeah.
millionaire when I was over there. It
I
was
bet.
lit. Yeah, it was good. It was really good. No, but
A million dongs in Vietnam.
no, it's not like Thailand. No, but it started off rocky.
Yeah. In Thailand, you just Bangkok.
You're on it. That was good. But my visa failed.
Straight away.
Yeah.
So you went to Malaysia first.
Yeah, the flight went through Kuala Lumpur.
Yeah.
Had an 8-hour layover in the airport. Oh, no, it was 5 hours, sorry.
Quick intermission here. Just
Mhm.
interrupting for a second.
Yes.
I used to be so confused by Kuala Lumpur
Why?
because people shorten the name to KL,
Yeah, KL.
and it sounds like my name, Kale.
Oh,
And so for ages, I thought there was a country named, like, I was named after a country.
KL. And you just thought they were saying it like a weird way.
Yeah, I was like, why are they, like,
Why are they pronouncing
emphasizing, like, the L so, like, it's KL?
Yeah. Oh, fair.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, so just a little tidbit.
Little tidbit. Was it? Have you been to Kuala Lumpur?
Nah.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm
it's
sure they'd love me.
Yeah, I'm sure they would.
It's like someone going to Australia and being named Australia.
Sure. yeah. Yeah. If you want to say that.
Yep,
That's good. No, but Kuala Lumpur Airport, it's pretty cool. It's cheap as chips. The food is, luckily, because I had to stay there for 20 hours.
20?
Yeah,
Wow.
so well, basically, me and Charlotte got you're knackered from a flight. No one likes flying. Flying's kind of... Do you like flying?
I used to like it as a kid.
Same.
And
I hate it.
we used to go on, trips, long trips, because Australia's far away, to Europe, and Dubai was always the stop,
Yeah.
the layover. And I remember we had to, I'd always walk up into first class.
Oh.
And just like it's kind of weird, when everyone was sleeping, I just like paced the aisles.
Oh.
A couple of times I walked into the bar.
I think we have to move.
We do have to move. It's raining.
It is raining. What
It's
a stitch
pouring.
up.
We didn't bring any umbrellas.
We didn't.
I've got one in my car.
You've won.
Why don't we just move under here?
Yeah, we will. All right. We'll have a
Pause.
break. Cut. We just didn't move.
We didn't move.
It stopped raining, and we predicted from the clouds it probably won't rain for a while.
Yeah, because we're
We're the people.
the boys.
We're the boys. Yeah. So where was I? Just
You were
Kuala Lumpur.
Kuala Lumpur.
Oh yeah.
Talk about cheap food.
Yeah. Kuala Lumpur Airport. Nice spot.
The only thing I know about Zach's trip to Vietnam
Mm-hmm.
is this predicament.
Yeah. There's a major predicament that caused me much sorrow. But so yeah, it was in Kuala Lumpur. Had our layover, knackered, sleeping on and off,
Yeah.
just kind of like cradling our bags because we were both kind of just like on edge.
How long was the layover meant to be?
It was 6 hours.
Yeah.
Or 5 hours. Or 8.
Okay.
One of those three.
I guess you don't know.
Yeah. I think it was 6 or 8. One of the two.
Sure.
But yeah, so then had layover, ate some food, and then we're like, all right, off to Vietnam. Happy days. We were going to arrive in Vietnam around 8 o'clock in the morning. So then we had like a full day to do whatever we wanted, like in Ho Chi Minh. So we're flying into Ho Chi Minh City.
Previously known as?
Saigon.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then, so then we started going through the gate.
Yep.
All of a sudden,
They stop you.
they stop me and they go,
Well, so
"Visas-"
have you handed your...
No, so they've stopped you and go, can I have your visa?
Okay.
And I'm like, all right, sweet.
Before you get onto the...
Before we get on the flight.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I
yeah.
thought they did that, because they already did that in Australia.
True.
So they did that at,
Oh, before you got to Kuala Lumpur.
yeah, so they did that at Air Asia. They already looked at my visa.
And
So
it
I
was
like-
fine?
Yeah, and it was fine. Well, they didn't say anything about it, so I was like, easy.
Yeah.
We're sweet. Got to Kuala Lumpur, they like, show us your visa, which I thought was weird. I was like, oh, I thought like, I'm all good now, because
Yeah.
I'm here. So like, but I was like, yeah, whatever. Like, I'm good. It was on my phone. And then the guy was like looking at it, and he looks at me and he just goes, oh, no, you're not hopping on the flight.
Ooh.
And I was like,
What was your immediate...
what? Well,
reaction?
I was like watching kind of like Charlotte get hers checked. Because I was like, oh, yeah, like, we're sweet.
Yeah.
But like, I think she was a bit like anxious about it. And then,
Nervous flyer.
yeah, and then she like went through, and then he just looks at me. He's like, no, you're not hopping on this flight. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, why? And he's like, your name's different.
Whoa.
And I was like, what do you mean? And then I looked at it, and my full name's Zach Gregory Watkins on my passport. And on the visa, it says Zach Gregory.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, like what? I was like, firstly, I was like, there's no way I did that. I was like, there's no chance. I was like, am I an idiot? I was like, how has this happened? And then he was like, yeah, it's different to your passport. But I was like, surely like the difference wouldn't make that much of a difference. Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
I guess it has to match up though.
yeah, but like, I don't know. And then he was like, yeah, not hopping on this flight. And then there was actually another error. It was my passport month was wrong by like,
Your passport month.
yeah, the month was wrong. Like, as in like the
Oh,
expiry
it
date.
didn't match the visa, or your passport was expired?
No, as in like the visa didn't match my passport.
Right.
So there was two things. Because I think they were going to like let me on for the
then
first one.
No
Because they're like,
chance.
it's a name. And then they're like, nah, not happening.
Too sketchy.
Yeah, I think. Well, yeah. Well, I thought I was an idiot, and I was like, oh no. And then Charlotte wasn't happy. Charlotte was just, kind of wigging out. And then he was like, oh, like, you can go on the flight, but like he can't come.
Yeah.
And then she was like, oh no, I'll stay. And I was like, well, there's no point of that. I was like, you may as well like just go on the flight, get there, because we had like a house set up and everything, like an Airbnb.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's like 10 minutes from the airport. So I was like, we're easy. And I was like, I'll be there in like 4 hours. Little did I know, an emergency visa takes ages to come. Not very emergency at all. Yeah. So then I missed that flight. She left.
So she just left you?
Yeah,
She's
she
gone.
left. She's gone.
She put up much resistance? Or like as soon as you said that, I was like, yeah, okay, I'll go.
Yeah, I'm a convincing person. I was like, I'll be there in like 2 hours. Like, don't worry, I'll get on the next flight.
Yeah.
Like, we're easy. And then, I just blatantly lied to her, apparently. But also, like, it was quite bad because so her phone was like dying.
Yeah.
Like, and then she didn't have a charger because I had the charger in my bag. But like, she was already on the flight. And then I was like, I can't give her the charger. Her phone's going to die when she's like there. Hopefully not before it. And she was like texting me being like, my phone's like going to die. And then I was like texting her being like, well, you need to write down
in a
the
foreign
address.
country
Yeah.
that she's never been to.
Yeah.
By herself.
Yep. So it wasn't good.
What a good boyfriend.
No, it was
sending
terrible.
her off.
It was honestly so bad. Like, I regretted it instantly when like she like was on the plane, and then I was sitting there and I was like, well, actually it took like a while because first I was just stressed about my visa, and I was like, that's first point of call. And I was like, I'm getting on the next flight. And then he was like, oh yeah, all good. Like, here's like a number of like the people that you call. Like, he was like helping me, like the agent person. And then he goes, oh, but the place isn't open till 9:30. So it was like 7 o'clock or like 6:50. And I was like, oh, okay, so now I have to wait till 9. And then I was like, all right, cool. And then I got in contact with them at 9:30. And then they say, oh, it's not gonna be ready till 12.
Dang.
The visa. And I was like, you're kidding. So then and then I was like waiting, and I was like, oh, and then everyone was like saying, don't book a flight until you have your visa.
Yeah.
Because otherwise the same thing will happen. Like, they were just like, oh, you're not hopping on the flight. Like, you haven't got your visa yet.
Yeah.
And then I got my visa at like at like 11:58. And I went to book a flight, and the flight was for, I think, 1 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, that's easy. That's like so good. Oh no, it's for 2 o'clock, I think. And then
In the morning?
no, that Arvo.
Okay.
And then because it was like, for some reason it said like, you're not allowed to book this flight because the flight's in under 2 hours. And I was like, it's not. I was like, it's 2 hours and 3 minutes. And I was like, it's not. And then I was like, oh, and then it just basically said you couldn't get on the flight. And then the next flight wasn't until like 9 o'clock that night. So I was like, you're kidding. So I went then, because I was in Kuala Lumpur airport, I then tried to escape and go
Cross
back
the border.
and go back out to like see the like flight hub where I could buy the ticket like in person and like talk to them, be like, I want to get on this flight, like surely you can just get me on it. And then I had to go through all customs, but everyone's like, why are you coming here? Like, you're going the wrong way. Like, why are you trying to leave the airport? And I was like, I need to get a flight. And then everyone was like trying to help me out. It was kind of funny. It was like a relay team of people, because like everyone has their section. So it would be like one lady would grab me, and then she would like take me to someone else and be like, oh, he's trying to get that way. And then they would have to check on my shit and be like, oh, okay, you have to go to this person. And it just like took ages. And then I finally got to the guy and I was like, I need to get on this flight. I was like, my wife's there. She's stuck and I need to get there. She's making up some lies. Yeah. And then he was just like, nah, you're not hopping on the flight.
Oh.
And I was like,
Why?
yeah, I was basically like, why? And he's like, oh, I was like leaving in 2 hours. And I was like, and I was like, why does that like matter? I was like, well, I don't know. I guess it makes sense. But I didn't have any baggage. So I was like, surely
You didn't take carry-on?
No, I had carry-on. But I didn't have any like stored baggage.
Oh, right.
And I was like, surely like
you'd
you'd just be able to throw me on the flight. But they said no. And then I had to wait until 9 o'clock at night. But then on the flight, like after that all happened, and I was like sitting there just waiting and just eating food.
Was it good?
It was actually really good. It was really cheap. MYR, like Malaysian currency, super cheap. It's like, I don't know, like noodles were like $5. It was quite good. Curries.
So it was like a peaceful, it ended up being like a...
Not really, because then like
You're still worried about Charlotte?
My mind. No, because then she got there and she was like, my phone's about to die. I'm in the airport. And I was like...
How'd you get to the hotel? Taxi?
Well, like they have like an Uber company. It's called like Grab.
It seems hostile.
No, it's good. It's called Grab, and they can either pick you up in like cars or like mopeds.
Yeah. And they just drag you into the car.
Yeah, they just grab you. They're like, "Yo, with me." And
Ski
they grab
mask.
you in. Yeah, literally. But then I was like, "Oh, there's like a Grab thing. Like download that."
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Make sure like you write down the address though. So
True.
if your phone does die, and she had cash on her as well to pay like the driver.
Yeah.
But then like her phone died, so I didn't even know like what happened. So then I was sitting in the airport, just like I don't know where Charlotte is. I don't know if she made it to the place. And then I was like, what happens if I just get there and she's not there? I was like, what do I do?
That would be freaky.
I know.
What can you do?
That's what I mean. And I was like shitting myself. And then I was like, oh. And then finally I got there after ages.
She not charge her phone?
She didn't have a charger. And then
right.
she didn't, once she got there, she didn't want to
I
leave.
guess you weren't at like a hotel either, so you couldn't ask for one.
No. And then once she was like there, she didn't want to leave the room. Like she was like, oh, I'm not going outside. Like she didn't want to go outside or anything.
Yeah.
And I was like, fair enough. And then I got there, and then I was like, okay, happy days. And we're both just like, thank God, we're here. And then the start of the holiday.
Reunited.
Yeah, it was good. It was a very bad start.
Turbulent.
Yeah.
Turbulence to start with.
It was. But then it picked up from there.
Yeah.
And then from there, it was lovely.
That's good.
It was very lovely. But yeah, Ho Chi Minh, it's a busy city.
Yeah.
Like lots of people.
Lots of them.
Yeah. Would you go scootering in like one of those?
It seems cool, but then you hear like, look how crazy it is, and everyone's like, it looks like there's no rules. They cut off. They're driving up on like sidewalks and stuff.
Yeah, they don't care at all.
Yeah.
But it's like
There's like 4 kids hanging off the back and a goat.
Yeah, literally. It's controlled chaos though. Like there are rules.
Right.
But I don't think they're like law enforced.
Yeah.
It's more so everyone just knows the rules.
Right.
Like the scooters go on the right lane, cars go on the left lane. Like, cause they're always like 2-lane streets and stuff.
Do you scooter around?
I scooted in Da Nang and Hoi An, and then I scooted in Ninh Binh, which is up north. But it was hectic.
Busy.
Like, yeah, less busy definitely.
But still,
like Ho Chi, I went
still
straight
stressful.
there. Yeah, like it's kind of hectic. You kind of just have to like, you just
have to
your
push your way in.
Yeah,
it's almost worse if you're not pushy.
It is. It's so much worse. Like if you're not, like if you stop moving, you're done.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, you're an idiot and getting beeped
because you got to go with the flow.
Yeah, but they're also very polite people. Like their beeps aren't like
they're
Australian
not mean
beeps. Like Australian beeps are like someone honks at you because you like cut in front of them. They're like, fuck you. Like, what are you doing? Like, everyone's raging. In Vietnam, it's like, oh, I'm behind you, by the way.
Yeah.
It's like
a polite, like, hello.
Yeah, everyone's just like, dee.
Yeah.
But it's like so annoying because everyone's beeping.
Oh, imagine living like next to a busy street.
Oh, it'd be hectic. It'd be crazy. Well, there's people in like Hanoi, the most northern like main city, the capital. There's Train Street, which is like a really famous street where the train goes through, and that's like hectic. Like, imagine living next to a train like line where it's literally like a meter away from your window.
Well, have you seen the building in China where the train line goes through apartments?
Oh no!
So the building,
well, like over the top?
No, through the middle.
What do you mean through the middle?
It goes through the middle. So there's apartments going up, story by story, and then there's 2 walls on the side and a gap, and then apartments on top. Jeez. And through the gap in the middle of the building goes a train.
Oh, that's a bit hectic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't be fun.
Nah.
You'd be rattling.
You would be rattling.
I would hate to be above it.
Yeah.
Oh. What would be worse?
Above or below? I think below, like ground floor and a bit up is fine, but right below would be the worst.
Yeah, I mean like you're in either left, right, top, bottom of the train line. Where would you want to be?
What do you mean left, right?
As in like you're like right next to it.
Oh, you'd top. I'd go top.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I would.
feel like it's at your feet.
I wouldn't be.
I might
wouldn't be top.
The floor.
I'd be
it's
left.
Like a massage.
I'd be left or right.
It's like a massage.
No way. Left or
you
right.
Just lie on the floor for a rumble, and your whole body gets a nice.
Nah, that would be so bad.
Yeah.
You'd be left or right because you put your bed like as far away from the train as possible.
Maybe.
Know what I mean?
I feel like the massage thing is a good idea.
Massage. I got a massage in Vietnam.
Oh.
And the lady tried to kill me. It was so fun.
Well,
I had this,
it was so fun.
Basically, like we got this. We actually did a lot in Vietnam.
Yeah.
That I'm like realizing. Yeah, we So me and Charlotte, we booked a honeymoon deal because it was so much cheaper than everything in like Ha Long Bay, which is like you're basically going down like on a cruise line, and there's just like nice limestone mountains everywhere. It's pretty crazy.
Beautiful.
It's awesome. Yeah, and then it was so much cheaper like getting on the like. It was like one of the best boats that we went on. It was like definitely the most money we spent in Vietnam. Yeah, was for that cruise. But we had a day either side. Yeah, worth it 100%. But we had a day either side, in like a nice hotel, and then it was like just part of it. And then they almost gave us a honeymoon cake on the cruise ship.
Really?
But they got confused because they were like, "There's no way these 2 young guys are on their honeymoon." and they gave it to these like
These
couple
two young guys.
or like
These
young
young
people,
boys.
these young boys, but they gave it to the people next to us, and they were like hell confused by it. They're like, "Why it's not a honeymoon?"
Right.
And me and Charlotte just sat there, just like, "Oh yeah." Right. But no. But then when we were there, I forgot my story. What was I talking about?
You're on a honeymoon. You booked a honeymoon cruise.
I know, but there was a reason why I was talking about.
Did not disclose.
Wasn't it?
You got a massage.
That's it.
Yeah.
The massage. But basically, part of the deal,
She tried to kill you.
Yeah, we got a 60-minute massage.
Yeah.
And I was like,
smother you with a happy ending.
and I was like, what? And I was like, yes, massage, happy days. And basically, we walked into this building.
Couple massage, like you're next to each other.
We were next to each other. Yeah, we were next to each other.
Like different rooms.
Yeah. No, we're next to each
Yeah.
other. But walked in, and then we like went up this like it was like a massive like it was like a 6-story building.
Oh yeah.
Of rooms, and we got like led up to a room, walked in, and there was this old lady and a young lady.
Mm.
Who would have you picked?
You get to choose?
No, they.
My girlfriend
choose
was
you.
next to me. Oh, they choose me.
Yeah,
I would have just presented myself. Hello.
Yeah, no, but like, who would have you hoped to have gotten?
Does the old lady have strong hands? Like, is she like a thick old lady from years of massaging?
There's like 2 Vietnamese.
Because I'm picturing young,
more
petite,
little
young
people.
lady, and then a thick old
Why
woman.
thick? Why is she thick?
Because she's years of massaging.
Vietnamese.
She's thick forearms.
Oh, maybe.
Like big hands and thick forearms from years of massaging.
Maybe. They're both they were small people.
But the old lady has thick forearms, for sure. I'd have to see their forearms.
Yeah,
I couldn't choose without the forearms.
I'll tell you, the right answer is you always pick the old lady.
Right.
Because she has like 80
experience.
years of experience.
Yeah, and well, like I said, forearm and hand strength.
No, she was tiny, but she was like getting in there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was actually so.
yeah.
Oh, it was actually kind of fun. So like we laid down. I got this old lady, and instantly I was like, "Yes,
yeah."
I'm on."
She chose you.
Yeah, she chose me. She like grabbed my arm and was like, "You're on that table," and I was like, "Let's go." Instantly, I was like, "I'm getting a better massage."
Yeah.
Like I just know I am. And then so then I laid down, and we're like wearing like little shorts, nothing underneath. And then like they walked back inside, to start the massages. Instantly, my lady comes, grabs my shorts, just rips them below my arms. And I was like, oh, I was like, what is happening?
Wait, so you're just bare bumming it.
Me.
You're
she,
bare
like,
bumming it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like basically, like my dick's now like on the table. Like it was just like it was
little
so bad.
glory hole below. Or?
No, like you would have like
you know like how you put your face
no,
in.
Do
and
you know
said
what's
there's
horrible?
one.
She like was doing my legs, so she would have just like seen my like penis just like in between my
Your balls just hanging out the bottom.
Yeah, literally. And I was like, what? It was hard. It was so funny.
A little tickle.
Oh my god. No. But like instantly I was like, whoa. I was like stunned by it. But then I was like, this lady has seen everything.
Like, if she's doing your legs, as she's doing your legs, your asshole would be spreading.
I know.
She's
I
looking
know.
into the eye.
I don't think she cared.
You're probably winking at her from behind.
Yeah, I was. I gave her a little But she's like definitely like saying like everything. Like she definitely just
maybe that's why she chose you. She wanted to
see.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It was funny though. But
well,
like,
did Charlotte's lady come in and dack her, or was she just?
Well, no, I don't think so.
Oh, you were too rattled. You were too rattled.
But like
to
girls,
even
they're
notice.
like topless. They
Oh,
like,
right. Well, I guess they have to.
They get like breast massages and stuff.
Really?
I think so. Yeah.
Well, because you flip.
Yeah, you flip.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't get a breast massage. Very upset about it.
You got one lower down.
Oh no, that would have been so strange. But it was so like. It was so weird. Yeah. It was like
thick forearms.
But like no, she was good. She was like getting in there. Like, she was like it was like a deep
right
tissue massage. No, it was weird that she like. Oh, actually, it gets worse. Like she was like so she was on like the right hand side of me, and she was like pushing like on my like lower back and like doing my back and stuff. And
so she didn't place a towel over your butt?
Nah. And then
because I thought that's like a courtesy towel.
No, they didn't care. She didn't give 2 shits. But then it gets worse. So she was like doing like on one side, like pushing like my back one way, like down like my ribs basically. Oh. And then she got lower and lower, and then she does it on my ass. So she literally just spreaded my cheeks. She just like she cupped my ass and just went,
wow.
Hey. Yeah,
peeking in every time.
Probably. I don't know what she was doing. I was looking down. I had like a scent. It was good. Oh yeah. Oh no. It was like it was kind of like just funny, but also like it. Wait, no, that bit was weird, but the rest of it felt like lovely. Yeah, it's kind of funny. It was also like weird when she was like, "Oh, flip over," and I was like, "Okay." So I was like,
Did you pull up or did you?
I'm not. No.
You were hanging loose.
No way. I pulled up.
Well, maybe that's the test.
What?
If like for the ending, like if you flip and you don't pull up,
Just next to my girlfriend. If you don't pull up, then it's like, we know what we're doing. Yeah. That's crazy. No.
Maybe that's it.
No. But it was funny. No, and then she like, I was doing my legs and stuff. It feels weird when they do your feet. I find it a very like.
I've never had like I've had one proper massage.
I don't like I don't like people like messing with my feet.
Yeah.
One, it's weird, but
it's also
two,
a bit ticklish.
I feel like it's very like demeaning.
Oh.
Like for them.
Oh, for them.
But like when I think of like foot bathing, it comes from like the church and like disciples doing to Jesus.
Jesus washing the feet.
And I'm literally just like.
Well, remember at Aquinas, we went to the same school,
yeah.
a Catholic boys' school.
Yeah.
They used to have to wash the feet. There was like I don't know. There was like one assembly a year where some random boys and students got chosen.
Well, I think it was
to like, and the
during,
headmaster would go and the Easter or something.
Yeah, it was during what's it called? What's that man?
Lent?
No, it's like it's in that area, but there was the day is called something. It's when the flame came.
Ash Wednesday.
No, like the flames came above all.
And the tongues.
Heads. The tongues of fire. Yeah, and everyone was speaking different tongues.
Yeah. That's a weird day.
What was it called?
Oh, Jesus came back. No, that's when Jesus came back. Was it?
No.
I don't know.
I've lost it.
Yeah.
All that has been sat from my brain.
Every time I picture, I don't know. There's some story where there's flames. Jesus returns. Everyone as like
Everyone's
a ghost.
speaking,
Because everyone thinks he's dead.
Oh no, it was the Last Supper where they were bathing the feet.
Could have been.
It was.
Yeah, but I remember at school. Do you ever? I think I was picked one year to have my feet bathed.
Why?
They chose random boys, the best looking boys.
The best looking boys. Who was picking it?
Yeah, and I remember like you go on stage and then you have to remove your long socks.
Yuck.
Because we wore the knee high socks.
So you got it done?
Yeah, I got my feet.
Oh,
done.
so they washed your feet?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
In front of the assembly, in front of the whole school, and there's like a circle, half circle. I was a young lad.
What,
It's probably like
year
year 8 or 9.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and you just present your feet, and then he just like he dips his hands in like water.
A student or like
no, the headmaster.
the headmaster.
Yeah,
that's insane.
and he kneels down, and you dip your feet in the water, and he brushes them.
Yeah,
and then you take him out, and he gets like a towel.
Yeah,
and he wipes them dry.
Yeah,
and then you just sit there, and it's like all right, and he moves on to the next one.
Yeah,
it's probably like 10 people.
Oh, that's insane.
Yeah,
as if.
Yeah, so
that would have been soul.
The worst one. Sorry, we're departing from your story a bit.
Yeah, that's all right.
But we had to go on retreats every year. Do you remember? I think it was the
my
year
God.
12 retreat or year 11 retreat.
Yeah.
So there's like these religious retreats they make you go on.
Yeah, it was like becoming
a
boys
man.
into men.
Boys into men.
Yeah.
And we had to write stuff on...
Did we have to... I feel like we had to write a thing.
We had to write stuff on paper and
no,
like burn
I meant
it.
like, didn't we sign something saying we can't talk about this?
What?
At school. A non-disclosure.
Why would the school... About the retreat?
Yeah.
Why would they make you sign a non-disclosure? That sounds sus.
Because it was sus.
It was weird.
I swear we had to
It was
sign
like a
stuff.
day you had to stay for the night. I didn't get touched, but...
Chad did.
Really?
Yeah, my older brother. He said he enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was Cleary.
Too far. Brother Cleary.
Whoa, that's too far.
Well, you said his name.
I didn't
just had
say
a
his
brother.
name.
He's a brother.
Oh,
he's not like...
Call him out. Come on.
He's not a brother like... He's a religious brother.
No, I was talking about my brother.
Oh, yeah.
Cleary.
Oh, your brother. Yeah. But no, on the retreat, I remember we had to oil
we
kids'
had
feet.
to oil each other's feet.
Oh, and
Yeah,
I didn't
it
get
was
to
weird.
choose. We didn't get to choose our partners.
I thought we
Everyone else
talked
got
about
to
this.
choose. We have not talked about this.
Haven't we? I swear, because I had a
Have we?
mate, and we were like, we were just being idiots, and we were like jacking up each other's toes.
Yeah, you basically lube up each other's feet.
Yeah, literally. The worst one ever would have been the brother. That
I got a guy like I wasn't friends with and didn't talk to, and it was so awkward.
Well, Cleary he picked a kid.
Yeah,
that would have been so bad. So, but he's a lovely man.
Yeah, he is.
But he's like
very nice.
He's like 90 years old. Like
very old,
wrinkled
brother,
lanky boy,
religious icon.
And imagine just like him pointing at you with like his fingers, going, "Come here, let me oil your feet." It's a bit strange, but I'm sure there's good motives behind it.
There's sure, maybe.
I don't know. It's kind of funny because everyone just has that story at Aquinas.
Yeah, everyone does. It's
I know.
very weird.
It was funny when Dino, my little brother, had to do it.
Recently, probably.
Yeah, it was. And I was like, oh, I know you're going to be confused after that weekend. And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, you're going to do some weird shit.
Yeah. I remember we had to do confession as well, like reconciliation with the priest.
Yeah. And then you also had the cards. From
And
your
he
family.
like, yeah, I remember going in, he goes, and what, because everyone had to do it. And he goes, and do you have anything to confess? And I was like, like, I didn't know no. I was like, not really. I was like, maybe being bad at home. And he goes, yeah. And he goes, and have you been watching stuff you shouldn't?
Oh.
And I was like, oh.
It's calling you out.
Yeah, he was like, I was like what? And he goes, oh, maybe some videos.
Oh.
And I was like, yeah, sure. I was like, okay. And he goes, say 3 Hail Marys when you go out. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
I was like, he just forced it upon me.
Oh, that's
Not
bad.
in a, like a, in
He was just trying to guilt trip you.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
He like gave me the confession.
It's funny how they would do that though.
Yeah.
You walk in like, oh no, I have nothing, and it's like, I know you've been watching stuff.
You've been watching stuff.
Yeah, you dirty little. I'm pretty sure I walked in. And
Say
I was
those
just
3
like,
Hail
I was just like,
Marys.
I'm annoying. And then he was the guy. And then he was just like, oh yeah. It's like, it's alright.
You sinner.
No, he's just like, you just have, everyone has to work on things. So I was like, yeah. And then he was just like, yeah, God, do Our Father.
Yeah.
That was good.
Nice.
Yeah. I think he respected me for it.
Yeah.
Knowing that I'm annoying. Should have said that. He probably would have cried with you. Would have been like, it's okay.
I didn't cry. I didn't go out and cry.
Yeah, you did. You were in there.
We were on the same one.
He was like, you watch videos? Yeah, I do.
He goes, tell me about them.
Oh, yeah. Go in depth detail. Go into depth.
Back to your Vietnam.
Oh,
foot
yeah.
massage.
Foot
Weird
massage.
religious.
Oh,
foot
yeah. I
massage
just find it
industry.
weird, like, when people bathe your feet.
Yeah.
Like, it's a weird experience.
Of course.
Because I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. In my
But
head,
good-
I'm just like,
Was it a
lesser.
good massage?
It was. It was super good.
Awkward moments.
Yes.
But
No. it
would you
wasn't-
go back?
Yes, 1000%.
Yeah.
It was so good. Like my
Yeah.
back was all tight and then it was gone. I
Loose.
felt so good. I was like jumping
She
around
loosened
the
you
rest
up.
of the day.
She
Oh,
spread
did.
your cheeks and she loosened you up.
Genuinely, she did. She did God's gift on me. It was good. No, but at the end as well, she was trying to crack my back, and I think because my back's like so tight, she couldn't crack it.
Yeah.
So she was like trying to like do this like weird twisty thing. So basically, like, she like was behind me, like wrapped my arms like
Damn.
behind my
Like
head.
what's that move? The twister or something in
Yeah,
jiu-jitsu?
no, it was literally that. And she went and she like locked my hands and just like tried to twist me. Didn't crack.
Ugh.
Tried to do the other side. Didn't crack. And then I think she was like, "Oh, I'm making this boy crack." So then she put her knees into my
Ooh,
back,
Right.
grabbed my arms
just
behind my
yanked
back,
you.
and just yanked me like basically on top. So I was like, I looked like I was like a demon, just being like,
You were just you
Yeah.
just started rising up,
oh, literally,
floating,
I just couldn't.
eyes rolling
Well,
back
like,
in your head.
I can't do foam rollers because I just like can't breathe. Just like, so I was there just like, just like, and Charlotte was like watching it, and she was like, "What the fuck?" Literally, just like, I was like, "God knows." And then she put me down. And she's like, "I didn't get a crack," so she like went again. She doesn't speak any English as well, this lady.
Damn.
So then she put her feet on my back, grabbed my hand.
Stood on your back and just
Well, like I was sitting.
like she was surfing you.
No, so I was sitting up,
Oh.
and she like went up behind me, like put her feet on like my upper back,
Yeah.
grabbed my arms, and just like yanked,
What?
and it was just like pushing like with all her might,
Oh my god.
and nothing cracked. And then I was just like,
She like
"Oh."
brings in help. Like three of them come in to
Yeah.
stand on your back.
It was good though. They do a lot of punching as well.
Oh,
They just
really?
start smacking you.
I've seen the one where it's in Asia somewhere where they slap you to like make you look younger.
What, like on your face?
Everywhere, like
Oh.
parts you want to make more
She
youthful.
smacked me on the back.
Yeah, but parts you like your face, you have to do like it's like a trained person. Takes years of training,
Oh.
and they slap the wrinkles out of your face.
Oh right.
Apparently,
Sounds
could be just
horrible.
like a
I
scare.
would hate that.
Yeah.
Sounds terrible. No, but she was like smacking my back, and then she went into like punching my back.
Nice.
Charlotte was like wigging out because like hers was so different to mine. Like
Yours
hers
just
was like,
seems aggressive.
hers was like super mild, and I was literally
You're
going,
getting your
I
cheeks
literally
spread.
I got
you're getting
beaten up.
stood on your back,
I was getting beaten up.
and you loved it.
Yeah, I did. I did. But she was like so confused because like all she heard was just like, and she was like, what? She was like, what was happening? And I was just like, oh, she was literally just punching me in the back, just like, and she was like, doing it on my like head and shit. She was just like, she was just punching me.
Just king hitting you.
Yeah, I think she was enjoying herself. I think.
Yeah.
she was like laughing at it. She was like, she didn't say anything, but she was like,
Yeah, you could tell.
Yeah,
That's
you could tell she
funny.
enjoyed herself. But yeah, massages, elite.
Yeah.
Elite. I'm trying to think what else happened.
How was the food?
The food was good.
Yeah.
I was
Best
trying...
city for food. And best dish.
Oh, best dish. We had a really good banh mi
Oh.
in Ho Chi Minh City.
Yeah.
It was just super good. They like banh mi's because of the French influence.
Of
Like,
course.
yeah.
Yep. That's where they get the bread roll from.
Yeah, and they have heaps like croissant places as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but banh mi's are super good. If you don't know what a banh mi is, it's basically
It's a bread roll
baguette.
with
Yeah,
Vietnam stuff
with
in
just
it.
like meat
Vietnamese
and
food.
veggies in it. It's quite good. It's like savory.
A lot of veggies in it.
A lot of veggies, yeah. But a lot of meat as well. It was super good.
But yeah, a lot of meat, but like more veggie ratio than in any other roll, apart from like a salad roll. You know, like it's always kind of spilling out. It
I
feels.
think it just depends on the banh mi.
Wow. What a,
Have you been to Vietnam?
no.
Talking a lot of smack about their banh mi's. No, it's a lot of meat. I think it depends on the place.
True. I was
Like,
just.
who's
I don't
making
know
it.
what I was.
They
I was
also,
just.
they
I
don't
was just
like
talking.
have. They don't have lettuce. It's like cucumber,
Yeah, I'm not a fan
like
of
carrot
cucumber.
strips. No, their cucumbers are like really good.
Really?
They're like really hard and like crunchy and like snappy. They're like different cucumbers than what we have
Right.
here.
Interesting.
But they're like quite nice. They're just like savory, and they don't like really like. You never feel like sick after eating it. You feel good. It's like a
yeah,
good sandwich.
it's like a light.
Yeah.
Nice.
But we
that's
had our
good.
best banh mi there, and then we also had some terrible banh mi's.
Oh.
In where was it? We had a bad one in Da Nang.
Yeah.
In Da Nang, it was terrible. We like try to find.
Where's Da Nang? I've not heard of that city.
Da Nang's next to Hoi An.
How'd you get between cities?
We
Train?
flew.
Oh, you
No,
flew.
so we were only there for 10 days.
Right.
So we didn't think it would be worth it spending like 6. Because like to get to Ho Chi Minh to Hoi An, which is like kind of the next major spot.
Mm.
Well, there's Dalat in between, and there's like another beach town, but like where the train goes, that's kind of like the next place we wanted to go. It was 16 hours, and I was like,
Yeah.
it's not worth us
spending. Yeah.
16 hours on a train when
That's
it would take
true.
us an hour and a half just
Yeah.
to fly there.
Yeah.
Like well, all up, it would take like 4
Yeah,
hours.
especially if you're trying to experience so much in just one.
Also, it's like it was like
trip.
what I think the most expensive flight we got on was like $60.
Oh, so it's pretty cheap.
So it's
as
nothing.
well.
Yeah. So it's like you may as well. You're like
True.
I'm literally crossing.
Unless you're like doing like a big tour of Vietnam.
yeah, unless you have time.
Yeah. Motorbiking around. Or...
Yeah, that'd be so cool. That'd be so fun
You
to
said
do.
you said some stat before you went like.
There's-
like
so there's-
someone dies every time.
No, so
they
there's
motorbike around.
there's a it's called a Sapa Loop, I think,
right.
and it's like, no, I don't. I think it was like 8 in 1,000 people die
Yeah.
doing the Sapa Loop.
Right.
Yeah, which makes sense. It's like that's in the far northern parts near China, and it's very mountainous, and I think it's just people going off the edge of the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Edges of roads on cliffs.
Mm.
Oof.
Oh, you should.
I could not do it.
So
that
we,
one in Bolivia. That
oh,
like,
that's
everyone
insane,
goes on?
though.
like all those like shows and everything.
Yeah,
do
they
it.
all do it. And they're
Oh
like,
my
"Ugh."
god. I don't think I could. Say if
Especially
we,
when
if
it's
we
wet
did that,
season.
you would have to drive because no chance I'd drive. But then I'd be so nervous with you driving. I think I'd just walk.
I don't think I would want to drive.
Nah.
That's like, in my eyes, like stupid.
Yeah.
Especially when it's
I don't
raining.
think I
When
could
people are
go.
doing it and it's like wet season. I'm like, why are you
And
doing
you have
that?
rocks from above falling and
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, that's like,
and the big trucks go.
yeah. And then
And
you
if
have
they
to like,
edge you out, you have to go on the.
and you have to
Oh.
hook onto the edge. And then it's like, oh,
Nah.
no. I don't think I could do that. That's
I don't think
crazy.
I could, yeah.
But like we, so Charlotte like doesn't know how to drive a moped, like the little scooters.
Yeah.
And then I've done it before. I did it, in
We did it in
Sydney with
Sydney.
you, and then I also did it in New Zealand.
Good practice.
yeah.
So you've had a lot of practice.
Yeah, I had a lot
recently.
of practice. So I was like pretty keen, but the traffic's like super different.
Yeah.
So like
So it's
it's like quite intimidating.
yeah.
Like,
But
honestly,
at
it's-
least you knew how to like maneuver
yeah.
the vehicle.
Yeah, but it's way more intimidating watching it than actually doing it.
Yeah.
When you're in it, it's actually
You're just
not that
going.
bad. Well, you just like there's people next to you, but
yeah,
it's like
of course.
everyone's moving and it's not like really like messed up.
Yeah.
It's the only time it's messed up is like when
was
cars
Charlotte
like
on the
stop.
back?
No, so the first time where we flew into Da Nang and then basically like we were trying to go get food and then Charlotte started feeling like a bit sick. Like we
Yeah.
started getting like food poisoning.
Yeah. Do you guys have street food or
Yeah, we're getting like street food and stuff.
good or just average?
We didn't actually eat that much like actual like on the street food. It was
Yeah.
more so like we went to like a few restaurants. I think it was like more so eating like abnormal foods.
Yeah.
That you're not
right.
used to eating. Like a lot of like weird like meats wrapped in leaves and stuff. It's like, and also like the street food's kind of like, I don't know. Apparently, like in like all those countries, the first like week, you're basically, if you're eating street food, you're kind of guaranteed to like your stomach's gonna be messed up. Because it's like they leave their meat out on the carts for like days. Yeah. And I'm like, they don't like, some of them reheat it, some of them don't. But even if they're reheating it, it's been there for like a day just being warm. Yeah. So it's like kind of like not nice. Like, I didn't want to eat it. I was like, it's not worth me just like dying over it.
Yeah. And again, because you're not going for too long.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But yeah, we were trying to find a place to eat, and there was like this Aussie bar, and then we thought it was like an actual well-known Aussie bar, but it was just like a really shit. It was called like the Aussie bar basically, but it wasn't a well-known one. Right. It's like a Vietnamese place that just named themselves the Aussie bar. Yeah. We rocked up, no one Australian working there. Yeah. And it was like, we're like, oh, not here. And then we like went down the road.
They play the footy on the TV. Or?
Yeah. Well, they actually did, but it was just like a weird vibe. There's like no one in there. But then we went down the road like to more of a street foodie spot. Yeah. And Charlotte wasn't chuffed. And then we were both eating food and we were both just like, yeah, this isn't it. Yeah. Like it just wasn't good. It wasn't like warm. Yeah. It was kind of just like.
You don't know any markets?
Yeah, we went to a few markets.
How's the hustle and bustle?
It's good.
Live seafood and stuff.
Yeah, live seafood everywhere.
Chickens running.
I wanted to go to like a fresh fish market, but we didn't end up doing it. Like there was a few like in the actual markets, but there wasn't like, we didn't go to like a specific fish market.
Yeah, right.
But I'm terrible at like bartering.
Oh,
I just
haggling,
more so I just feel like bad. It's like $2.
Yeah, because it's actually not.
It's not money. Like it's not a lot. It's like, oh, so someone's like, oh, it's like 100,000, and then there's people bartering and be like, no, it's 30, and I'm like, it's $6, and I'm like, this person's literally like, like needs to live, and I'm like, yeah, take it. I'm like it's not that deep, but like then it's like hell weird because you see people like being like no, I'm not.
They get
you.
so like aggressive.
Yeah, and it's like they're like no, 20,000. It's
almost like
which is literally
they
$1.
treat it kind of like as like a sport.
Yeah,
to see if like they can get as low as possible.
But it's weird though because your perception of money changes. Like when you're over there, it'll be like, say you get like eating food, and it'll be like, oh, like under 100,000, and then one spot you find it's like 200,000. You're like,
which is like $12.
Yeah, it's like 12. It's like $13. Yeah, and you're like, I'm not eating here. That's so expensive. And it's like, it's not really. It's like normal price. True. But yeah, no, it's good. But in Da Nang, we when we were like parked up on the beach, this tour guide came. We didn't know. He was just like a local dude. He started talking to us, having a good old chat, and then he was like, oh, I'm a tour guide. Used to be part of a tour guiding,
like Kentucky tours or something.
Not like that. He used to be like part of like a scooter tour guide company. Yeah. But now he's like branched off and he's like by himself. He's an entrepreneur. I respect it. But
he's trying to get you guys in.
Yeah, but we went in because he was like, oh, like call, like send me WhatsApp thing tomorrow, and like I'll see if we can do like a full day trip from like 8 till 5. Yeah. And we'll go to all these spots. So then the next day, called him up, and he said, oh, we would go to all these spots. And it would literally be $30 each. Yeah. And I was like, easy. Yeah. For a whole day, $30. I was like, that's solid.
He must just drive around, see tourists.
Yeah, probably.
And just go.
He's a really good bloke. His name was Kong. He's literally like yay tall. Like,
I was going to ask, what's the average height? Are you like a giant walking around? Or
yeah, I was tall when I was walking around. It's mainly like you can just see all the tourists. Yeah. Because all the tourists are just kind of like.
Many tourists?
Yeah, there's a few. Like, it depends on the spot. Like
more in Ho Chi Minh.
Ho Chi Minh, not really in Ho Chi Minh actually. Yeah. And more like Hoi An, like all like the marketplaces, like Hoi An with like the lanterns and the river and stuff. Like Ninh Binh as well. There's a few, but not like too much overall. It's not like super bad.
And then was this tour good?
Yeah, it was one of the best things we did on the trip. Yeah. And that's like, so basically Charlotte was on the back of like his motorbike because she was kind of like wary of just like me getting a scooter and jumping on the back, which I was like, fair enough.
Yeah, because I
also haven't like driven there. Yeah. And then I was on like behind him. Yeah, it was so fun though. But then like, so then we were like flying around, going like through like this, like we went through the pass, which is like a mountain area, and then like got cold and we're like in the clouds and stuff. Oh, cool. Best drive I've done. It was so fun. And I was flying around on the scooter. And like cause like Charlotte and Kong were like talking the whole time, and he was like, "Oh, your boyfriend's crazy." like he's so good. Like, cause apparently, he probably has people that like can't drive.
Yeah, very hesitant.
Yeah, and they like won't do stuff. But I was like flying around. Yeah, it was so fun. Yeah. I was like overtaking people. It was a great time. Yeah. But it was so good. Like one of the best things we did. We went to this local waterfall, and it was basically like this waterfall, and it had like plateaus. of just like pools,
Mm-hmm.
and then people were like jumping in from different spots, and there was like wooden like huts made along the sides, and it was like all locals, like not like no tourists in sight. And then he brought us in, but like all the locals were like, what are they doing? Like why are they here? And then we didn't stay for that long though, because Kong and Charlotte didn't want to swim, but I was keen. I was like, there's a waterfall, I'm swimming, and it was like raining and stuff. It was cool. It was a good time. No, it was lit.
Nice.
Yeah.
So was Kong like? Did you meet any other Vietnamese people?
Not really, actually.
Just really was Kong kind of the one.
Kong was like the main like one that we spent like time with.
Yeah.
But then besides that, we met like a lot of like other tourists.
Yeah.
Like when we like parked up at like pubs and stuff. You just meet people because you're just like sitting
similar
there.
age or any
not
lifelong
really.
friends developed.
Not really. I got people on Instagram, if that counts. I got this.
Any for the podcast?
Oh, maybe. No, we actually should. There's this guy named. I forgot his name. He's from. Portugal, and his name is. It's like Ringo.
You are bad
or
at
something.
names.
I'm so bad.
Ringo.
No, it's not Ringo. No.
Rahul.
No. It's something like. I don't know. It's
Something
just,
Portuguese.
It's just something him. Like he is.
You see him and
you're
just
like
know it.
that is your name. You're
Yeah.
like, yeah, it makes sense. But he's like so good. He's like traveled everywhere, and he was saying like he lives in Thailand now. He's originally from, I think it was like from Portugal, but then he lived in Africa for a bit.
So he's been everywhere.
And he's like, he's just traveled everywhere. He's like with his wife. His wife didn't speak any English. But they were just like, cool. We were just parked up on the train street having yarns. But he loved it. He was just like, there's just like so many people have like so many stories to tell because they've just been traveling like their whole life. It was good. It was good times. Met some dogs. The dogs were nice.
Oh, Diego. You sent me a
Oh
photo.
yeah, of the little teddy.
Nice little fluffy dog. Any strays, or were they all just
I
normal?
think they're all like strays, but like
Really? He seemed very well manicured.
no, what he
The
was.
dog you sent.
But like, as in, like I think they all have homes where they kind of just, like live out on the street.
Right.
Interesting. But I didn't see like any like bad strays.
Yeah.
Like well, we had a friend that went like Neats went, and like they got like attacked by like a little stray.
Right.
And then he like saw it like foamy mouth, and he thought rabies.
Yeah.
And they were like running away from it. But all the dogs we saw were like lovely. They were coming up and like all cute and stuff.
And everything.
Yeah, they're cute dogs.
Yeah.
But they're like, you don't see really like big dogs. They don't have any big dogs. They're all like little curly head dogs. But they actually eat dog.
Oh, they eat dog.
Like Vietnam. Yeah, Vietnam.
You
Like,
see a dog on the menu at some places.
well, we never saw it. But
You've just heard
I'm
about
assuming,
it. Would you?
Yeah.
Would you try it?
Would I try it? I don't think I would. But apparently there's places like street vendors. Like sometimes you just be eating dog and you won't know.
You won't know. They'll say it's like chicken or something.
They'll say it's like pork.
Yeah.
And you just be eating
Do you know
dog.
what apparently is the best tasting meat of all time?
Bear.
No. It is the big
Elk.
tortoises.
Oh.
I think from the Galapagos.
Yeah. The giant tortoise.
The giant tortoise.
Yeah.
Best tasting meat of all time.
Crazy.
In fact, they didn't have a scientific name for it for like years because none of them ever made it back to England. Because they would stack them up all on the boats and everything, and the people literally couldn't resist eating them before they got back because they tasted so good.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Kind of sad as well.
Pretty sad because they're endangered now.
Also, they like,
but it kind of makes you like.
They also can't like defend themselves.
No, they also live for like 200 years as well.
Yeah.
But apparently they taste so good.
That's so unfortunate.
They taste so good.
What? That's surprising. They only eat veggies. You know what I mean?
Those tortoises.
Yeah. Well, I guess that makes sense.
I don't know, but all I know is they didn't make it back to England or any other place in time to be given like a scientific name.
Do you know the flavor?
And everyone
profile?
just raves about how good they taste.
What's the flavor profile?
Charles Darwin. He loved them.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
So good.
Kind of gross though.
The best meat of all time.
Oh.
It kind of makes you like. It makes you want to. It makes you want to try.
No, because they're endangered. If they weren't endangered, yeah.
Yeah.
But because they are.
Yeah.
Also, I don't like the fact that like they literally can't help. Like they're so defenseless.
Yeah.
Against you.
They used to stack them up because they would be really good at carrying water. Because there's some part inside them that just holds like water, like a big sack of water. I think
like a camel kind of thing.
Yeah. So it's kind of both. You'd stack them up in the ship, and it'd be holding like water source and food at the same time.
Yeah. Right.
And they bloody loved them.
Well, I'm assuming there wouldn't have been that many of them though to start with.
Yeah,
like,
but I mean, there would have been quite a few.
There would have been a few. There'll be like none now.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah, barely any.
Well, apparently, grizzly bear during, like, right before hibernation.
Yeah.
It's really good because they only eat blackberries.
Right.
And they call them like, I think blackberry bears.
Yeah.
And apparently their like meat's like sweet because of how much sugar they're consuming.
Maybe it's similar to the tortoises.
Yeah, I'm assuming
Must be.
just berries and stuff.
I have no idea.
What would they? I've seen them like at like the zoo and they eat like lettuce.
But they look all like old and like wrinkly. Like it looks like an old.
They look like Master Oogway.
Yeah, Master Oogway.
Yeah, literally.
And and he doesn't look tasty. But
He doesn't.
apparently.
Yeah, weird. Yeah, I don't know if I would eat dog.
I'm not sure either.
I don't know.
Can't say.
I really like my dog.
What exotic animals would you eat? Like, is there if giraffe is on the menu?
If
Are you going,
giraffe
"Ooh"?
was on the menu, it depends on like how it's
Shark fin soup.
Oh, shark fins. It just depends on like how it's being
Prepared.
like cultivated, like how it's being like how the resource is being gathered.
Like if they farmed it or caught it in the wild.
Yeah, or if it's like if there's like a reason why
Free range
they
shark.
killed it. That's such a weird thought. Free range shark. No, I wouldn't do shark fin soup because I hate how they get the fins.
Tigers.
It's gross. Have you seen how they collect the fins for shark fin soup?
I don't know.
They go around in boats and they have all like shark lines out in like massive long strips. Sharks go eat the baits, get hooked on. They literally pull them into the boat, cut all their fins off, throw the shark back in the water.
they just throw it back.
The shark
that just
sinks
sinks
and they drown.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, it's super sad.
They drown or they starve.
They drown. Like if they're not moving, they're not getting enough water to their gill plate, so
okay.
they technically.
What if there's a strong current? I guess then they'd be okay.
Yeah, well then they live for a bit. But there's like footage of it and it's so sad. It's like someone going behind the boat on a scuba dive and there's just like sharks just laying everywhere on the like floor. Just like they can't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's super sad.
That's like, I feel like from 1700s to 1900s was like prime time era of eating exotic animals.
Yeah, you could eat anything.
You just like, because
there's abundance.
A lot of discovery as well.
Yeah.
And they're just eating. What's another bison in America?
Bison would be good.
They used to like be hundreds.
Oh, they used to be so many.
Millions.
Yeah.
And they would kill thousands, like tens of thousands a day.
Yeah, they had like the piles of the bones.
Yeah, you see the
like
big
mountains.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
I can't even like when you see like photos like that, it's still hard to believe.
Yeah.
You're like, I can't imagine it.
And there's like one guy I think there was a photo I've seen of like one guy standing in front of thousands of skulls in like a pyramid.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like that photo, it seems so like unreal because like I just can't imagine it. Like imagine if that was like kangaroo skulls.
Yeah.
And you just like a pile. Like I can't like imagine it with anything.
No.
It's kind of just like weird.
Yeah.
Like, cause I don't know. Like
especially because nowadays the view is so different. Because you're like protecting all those animals, like the rhinos and everything.
But that's like saying like this whole suburb, like if you killed everyone in this suburb and stacked their skulls, it's not like it's.
And then they're like posing, they're like cheesing for a photo.
It wouldn't be that big, like it wouldn't even be near that big. Like that mountain would have taken so many bones.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Well, they're also bigger.
Yeah, they're big heads.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't eat monkey.
Really?
No.
I feel like. I guess it depends on the monkey.
You. You're a monkey. Think about it. You actually are a monkey. You look like a monkey. GSP.
I have been called Curious George before.
Curious. Yeah, I don't think I could eat a monkey.
No.
That's weird.
I would try a turtle. Like if it had already, like so if someone offered and it was like already there, I think I'd be like, see what the hype's about.
That's what I mean. It's like weird when it's like, they've already killed it.
Yeah.
And it's like either the food's gonna like go to waste or you're gonna, but then it's also like because you're buying it, they're like, oh, we're probably gonna kill more. You know what I mean?
Steal it.
Steal it.
Steal it. Steal the food.
Oh, and then they don't. Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't pay for it. Yeah, true.
Because is it bad to do a bad thing to someone
bad
else?
people.
To bad people.
Yeah, it still is.
Be like a vigilante. It's
maybe.
Batman.
Yeah.
You're basically Batman if you're stealing exotic food to try from poachers.
Yeah. Would you try like I think it's Finland where they kill all the whales? They're like the whales come into the bay and they basically just like slaughter them.
Oh, I have seen a video of
like that feeds like the village for like a year.
Right.
Like they do it like once a year.
Maybe.
And it's
That's
like,
right.
and they try to get rid of it. Like there was massive protests about it, but then the people were like, we've done this forever. It hasn't, like, we haven't affected the thing because we've been doing it for so long. Like it's literally, it'll be like one pod will come in and then they'll feed them for like the whole year.
Right.
And they just like won't do it for another year.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'd have to see.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like what else I wouldn't eat. Like a weird thing.
Like a weird thing. Oh,
Like I wouldn't eat like any, I don't know. I'm trying to think about eating like a tiger or something.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, it depends.
Like a
on
nice,
the,
nice lion steak.
It really depends on the situation
yeah.
of like what the tiger's doing. Like if the tiger's like,
if they're
like say
if you're walking up and they're pointing to a live tiger,
yeah,
going, "Do you want some of him?"
And I was like, yeah.
No,
I'm saying like say like in India, or like Africa,
okay,
they kill like animals that are known for like attacking humans.
So if this animal was like a murderer, like a serial killer,
like
roaming the village, killing people, they kill it to protect the people.
Yeah.
And then offer you a plate.
Yeah, and you also
ribs.
Yeah.
Some nice tiger ribs.
I'll try it. Well, it's like also in America when they do, what are the big cats in America?
Pumas?
Are they pumas?
Cougars?
Cougars, yeah.
They have pumas in there as well.
Yeah, cougars.
Yeah.
And there was, like mountain lions.
Yeah.
And
I think
like
mountain lions are
cougars.
I don't know. I think they are.
I think they're all pretty similar.
Yeah.
I think they're probably just like
they're just
slightly
big
different.
cats.
Yeah, they're big cats. But like they kill them, like when they start attacking people.
Yeah.
But
Makes
but then there's
sense.
also like, it's weird how people like they protest against like predators, but then with prey animals they don't care. Like fish, no one cares.
People care about fish.
Not really.
There's some.
If you post a
I think-
picture
Yeah. Okay.
of like majority of fish,
Yeah.
no one cares.
But I feel like if they're overfishing, then it becomes
Yeah,
a problem.
overfishing, 1000%. But I mean like if you
Oh, you could go catch a fish now.
yeah, that's what I
Hang
mean.
it up and be fine.
Crab.
Whereas I
anything.
do it to that osprey that dived into the water before.
Yeah, a predator.
Then people would. Oh yeah.
People would care.
So you're saying people don't care if you
Yeah.
kill the prey,
Yeah,
but
well,
if you
it's
kill the
'cause
predator,
I feel like prey is abundance. There's so many prey. Like that's what prey is. Like prey, there's so much more prey than predators. That's
and
how
also
it
they're
works.
easier to get.
Yeah, but that's also how it works. Like there's less predators than prey because they have to feed on stuff. So there's always going to be more prey than predators.
Yeah, but then that's interesting.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, there's more deer than tigers or lions.
Sure.
There has to be an abundance to support that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there has to be an overabundance
Sure.
so that it's not like ruining the ecosystem.
Yeah.
But then as soon as you start attacking
them
a
a
predator, people care about it.
But then you
Oh.
become the predator.
Well, humans are predators.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, especially you. Don't like cow around schools.
That's a lot.
But then it's also like weird. But then like people don't like giraffes. Like anything that looks majestic as well.
Yeah.
Out of bounds.
Yep.
Like if you killed
Peacock.
I was gonna say peacock. Yeah, peacock.
Peacock used to be on the menu in medieval times.
Yeah, probably. Well, the females.
Conger
The
eel.
females look gross.
They used to eat porpoises as well.
I don't know what a porpoise is.
It's like a dolphin.
Oh.
Very similar. It's basically a dolphin.
Yeah, right.
I don't know the difference. I think there is one though.
Yeah. And anything like cute as well. Like dogs. We think dogs are cute. That's why we don't eat dogs.
Yep.
Yeah.
True.
It's
I
like
guess.
there's weird how there's like limits.
Well, because dogs are so friendly. Man's best friend.
yeah, wolves people don't eat.
Yeah, but yeah.
But they're predators though. There's
They
not
are
like
predators.
an abundance of wolves.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Did
Hogs.
you see any animals in Vietnam?
We didn't see any monkeys, which is sad. Because I don't know, monkeys are just
What
cool.
what dangerous animals do they have?
I don't think they really have any dangerous animals.
They
To be honest.
like in the jungles. They all stepped on landmines
yeah, probably
because isn't there millions of landmines still in the jungles in Vietnam dropped by the US?
Yeah, I think there's regions of where like they don't let people go.
Yeah.
Like in the
they
forest.
still
'cause
have
there's
people clearing
landmines.
them.
Yeah. I'm sad that in Ho Chi Minh I didn't get to go see the tunnels because apparently that's awesome to go
Underground
see.
or something. Or
Well,
the
like Vietnamese
gorilla.
tunnels. Yeah, the gorilla tunnels.
Right. That
Apparently
would be
they're
awesome.
crazy. Well,
Yeah.
the thing is they.
Have you seen the traps as well that they've?
Oh, it's gross. Oof. But they expanded the tunnels for tourists.
Oh, to go
Well, 'cause-
visit.
Well, Vietnamese people are very like
Petite.
petite. Yeah. So they like the tunnels were tiny. They're like this big.
Masters of guerrilla warfare.
Like imagine going through just days of tunnels like that. They're just crawling through.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's crazy. It's crazy. It's so scary. But also like
They won the war.
Yeah. Oh, but with my visa thing, in Halong Bay, the couple we were next to as well were from Australia. They kind of grouped us together. It was like Australian people, British people, US, India, and the Vietnamese people, like in separate spots on the ship. I guess you're like talking, so it was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
But then the couple we were sitting next to, their visas also got changed, and they both weren't allowed in.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so maybe it was like a...
Apparently, it's like a thing they do. They like change a little detail on your visa.
Why?
Because then you have to buy the emergency visa. Apparently, it's like a bit of a ploy.
Like a bit of a scam.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm like...
because then you're stuck in the thing and you have to get the emergency one.
Well,
which is like...
or your trip's
what is it,
gone.
like a couple $100?
It's an extra $250 USD.
Yeah.
So it's like...
That's expensive.
Yeah, it's expensive as.
That is kind of smart.
Yeah.
They must do that.
I think they do it to people from the US and Australia.
You're not going to forget your last name.
That's what
on
I mean.
your visa.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
No one
See,
puts...
with the date one, I was like, that could have been me.
You're not going to forget your... You're not doing your visa and not putting your last name.
Yeah, that's why I was so like, what do you... Like, how?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like...
Interesting.
It was like... The birthday was different.
And you can't prove it either.
That's what I mean. Yeah, you can't. But like, their one, the birthday was wrong. And she was like, there's no way I would have put in like... The birthday wrong. Like, the birthday was just fully wrong.
Yeah, of course.
And I was like, yeah, like, it's a bit sus.
Like, wrong year.
Yeah, like wrong. No, I think it was wrong month and wrong day.
Yeah, right.
And I was like, no
you're not
way.
missing both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like,
what a scam.
Yeah. But I reckon they do it from people that are from the US and Australia.
Yeah. I love hearing...
Which is fair.
We should do a segment.
Yeah.
I love hearing good scams. Like, scams suck, but hearing like
good scams?
Creative ones,
it's impressive.
It's always kind of like, wow.
You're like, fair enough.
You kind of almost... Scams are terrible. Do not condone scams. But the ingenuity is sometimes very impressive.
It is. Yeah. It's good.
Especially in like how they get tourists.
Yeah. Tourist scams. Well, that's in Vietnam, like the way the tourists like kind of bring you into places, they'll like walk up to you. I mean they'll walk up to you and they'll say, "Oh, like where are you from?" And you're like, "Australia." But that's always the go-to line. Where are you from? And then you always respond, Australia. And then they'll have a chat and they'll say, "Oh, my shop's here. You should come in." And they just like kind of heavily like try to get you in. And there's a lot of like tailor-made things. So there's a lot of tailoring shops, and they like that's a really big thing over there.
Right.
So they try to get you in to get like some tailored clothes. Apparently, it's like really smart to do though. Like say for like
get some nice suits.
Yeah, you
for,
get
like,
some
pretty
nice
cheap.
suits, super cheap.
Yeah.
Like couple $100 instead of like thousands of dollars. So yeah, but it was funny because then one day we were walking kind of knackered in Ho Chi Minh. So this was at the start. Yeah. And then this guy goes like, "Oh, like where are you guys from?" This is before we knew. And we're like, "Oh, we're from Australia." And he was like, "Oh, like kangaroos, like bounce." And we're like, "Yeah." Like it was kind of funny. Like
was he like reenacting like kangaroos?
Yeah, he spoke like broken English.
Oh, yeah.
But he had like coconuts with him. And then he was like, we were like, "Oh, like what are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I'm going home now, like done for the day." And he's like, "Oh, but like you guys can have a coconut." And I was like, "Oh, like sick, yeah, I'll take a coconut." And then I was gonna tip him, because I was like, well, he didn't say like, "Do you want to buy a coconut?" He was like, "You can have a coconut." Yeah. And he was like, he just handed it to me, and I was like, "Yeah, sure." So he gave us 2 coconuts, and then as soon as he did that, and he was all happy, as soon as he handed us 2 open coconuts, and I took a sip, his face changed and went, "Oh yeah, it's 200,000."
Dang.
And I was like, "What?" And I was like,
"As
if you've just done that." And then I was like, I was so happy.
Wow, that's a
because in my wallet I only had 50,000 left.
Oh.
So I like had to underpay him, but I was like, "Good, you're a dickhead." And I was just
wow,
like,
that
I was
is because
literally
it looks like he's just giving it to you.
Yeah,
and he was like,
No, he was like, "Have a coconut. I'm on my way home. Like I'm done. Like have it." And then he was like,
he must get everyone.
Yeah,
with that.
but his face, like his whole demeanor changed, and he was like, he became like hell, like kind of like angry,
kind of hostile.
Yeah, and I was like, "What the hell?" And then like I opened up my wallet.
His face just dropped, did it?
Yeah, literally, it just switched.
Wow.
And that honestly, that put me in the worst mood ever for the rest of the day.
A scam.
I was just like, "Oh, that's so sad." Like I was so happy. I was like, "Oh, this guy's been like lovely," and I was like, "Oh, I was gonna give him just like 50. I don't know how much they cost. They probably cost like 20,000, but he probably definitely was just like white people.
Yeah.
And then I was literally like, "You can have whatever's in my wallet," and I was like, "It's 50,000." And then he just like, "Oh yeah," and then he walked off, and I was like, "You're an idiot."
Dang.
And I was like, "Stuff you."
Yeah.
And then I was sad for a bit, but then I met other people and they were lovely and balanced it out.
I guess, yeah.
But
I guess you just have to kind of accept getting scammed when you go as a tourist sometimes.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna, it's gonna happen eventually.
The thing is, like, you have to kind of like respect the hustle. Like
I guess.
their living situation is in some
Not the
sorts like
best.
bad. Like the saddest thing ever was we were parked up just having a few beers at like a bar, and then these two kids hopped off a moped that they were like driving. Literally
How
looked
young?
like 10 and 8 years old.
Wow.
These two kids. The older one pulled out like a bottle, like filled up his mouth, and then lit it and was doing like fire breathing things.
Whoa.
Like just in front
Like a
of the
street
bar.
performer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but like he was like 10.
Oh, just sucking down kerosene.
Yeah. And it was crazy. And then I was like, oh, like cool. I didn't have any cash on me. But then the kids then went to every table.
I was like,
Literally just walked up and just like did like the biggest like puppy dog face.
no.
And just went. And it was so sad.
But then as well, you got to wonder, are they actually, are they begging for themselves?
Or is it like they've been made to do it?
Yeah. Because kids are like, get people all the time.
Yeah.
And if a kid comes up to you begging, you can't refuse it. Like, you'd always give a kid something. So it makes you think, like, are they actually doing it, or are they a part of some, like, syndicate where some guy, like, gets a bunch of kids?
Yeah, and he's just, like,
and he goes them out, sends them out begging. They come back. He takes a bit, like, a lot of it, and they get, like, a tiny little bit.
It was so sad.
That seems like something that would happen.
Yeah, probably. But I was just like, how sad is it that this, like, 10-year-old kid's literally, like, sucking down fuel?
Yeah.
And, like, just to, like, well, I'm assuming to get by. And I was like, oh, so sad. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And I didn't have any money to give him.
I guess my way was a very cynical way of looking at it.
Yeah, but it, like, makes sense, like, what you're saying.
Yeah, it
Like,
does.
it's definitely true.
It'd have to happen somewhere.
Oh, it would have to.
I mean, if I just thought of it, scammy people have definitely
1,000%.
thought of it.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Yeah, sad. But overall, trip was lovely.
You'd go back?
Yeah, 1,000%. I want to go back. I want to do the Sapa Loop on the motorbike.
Oh, you want to do that?
Yeah. You have to do it with me. We'll go.
No.
Yeah. Just don't be the
Hang
8.
on to the
just
back
don't be
of you or on my own?
No, on your own. Just don't be the 8 out of 1,000.
Well, I wouldn't, because I'd be very careful and cautious.
Yeah, you suck. I'll be flying around.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You'll be one of... What's the loop? I don't
know. It's just basically like this big loop of like the mountains, and there's like
Right.
different stop-off points, and it's just apparently like really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently it's a good... Like everyone's
Podcast style way along.
yeah. It'd be good.
Yeah.
It'd be fun though. Apparently it's like one of the best things to do in Vietnam. I also want to do the cave that we talked about.
Oh, yeah. You
Yeah.
said that's like a long trip, though.
Yeah, it's like 6 days.
That's so back to last episode. We're doing it when we're in the cave.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would have been. Yeah, it's 6 days and it's 3,000 USD.
Ah,
That's the problem.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So sponsors. No. So yeah.
Get the cave people to sponsor us.
Yeah, true. Yeah. But it looks cool.
Hopefully there's no tight spaces.
There definitely will be. It's a cave.
Well, it could be like a big open cave.
Oh, it is at the start.
Yeah. Oh,
Probably
didn't
is.
you showed the photos. They had all tents and everything.
Yeah.
Was that the one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's at the start. Wait until you get 5 days into the cave.
Yeah.
No, probably not. It's probably 3 days in and then 3 days out.
Yeah.
But be pretty intense.
I guess so.
Mm.
Your masseuse almost went caving when she spread her cheeks.
Jesus. I was like, where is this going? I was like, oh. Yeah, she almost did. She was a lovely lady.
I bet you want to see her again.
I do. She's my queen.
Those big, strong forearms.
Yeah. Oh, it was actually
Girthy
I'm getting
forearms.
flashback. I just remember being like how
Flashback.
no, because I was like thinking about it, and I was like hell into the massage. I was like, this is so nice.
Yep.
And then I remember like she was like doing like my shoulders, and she was like in front of me, and I opened my eyes and I just saw this like old lady's toes.
Well, barefoot.
Yeah,
no,
she
like
was
little
barefoot.
slippers.
She
I
might
guess
have
better
been
grip,
actually.
maybe.
Yeah. Well, she was like jumping on the table.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Agile.
Yeah, it was crazy. She actually was. She was
Must like
nimble.
burn a lot of calories.
Yeah, she probably
in
did.
the
Yeah, she was
massage.
putting in work.
Yeah.
She's literally like dropping elbows into my bag. Like having
Funding a wrestling career.
yeah, she's literally a UFC fighter, getting me like arm bars and stuff. Yeah, it's hectic. But yeah,
So you go back?
1,000%. Would you ever go?
Of course. I'd go throughout all Asia.
Yeah,
I'd probably go anywhere.
I would as
Wouldn't
well.
really matter.
I like. Oh, actually, no. There's a few spots I wouldn't want to go.
Where wouldn't you go?
Like places where war's happening and stuff.
Ukraine. Turkmenistan.
Probably Ukraine. Wouldn't want to go there.
Yeah. Have you seen? Yeah, I guess.
What?
But like, could it be hell cheap?
Oh, Have you seen that guy?
That guy?
Yeah, and he's just like,
like,
I always go after a terrorist attack.
After terrorist attacks.
Because everything's dirt cheap. Yeah.
Afghanistan, would you go?
Again, probably not.
It seems interesting. I went on YouTube. There's like traveling vloggers and stuff.
Yeah.
And they go, someone went to Afghanistan because it's run by the Taliban now.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And it's weird. Like, and they were filming in the markets and everything. They had a guide with them. And they were like, oh, we're going to have to move now. Like, you're drawing so much attention and you're staying for too long.
Yeah.
And if you stay for too long, like, there's a chance they might, like, try to blow you up.
Yeah, there's no way.
So they had to, so that, like, the guy was like, we should get moving before it, like, attracts too much attention.
Yeah.
And they're walking past, there's guys, like, with AK-47s, and he's like, Taliban? And like, yes.
Oh, what? That's crazy. Yeah, no way. Nah, I don't want to do that. I feel like it would be so easy for, like, someone just to be like, nah, stuff you, I don't like you, shoot you, and there would be, like, no real bad...
Yeah,
nothing would happen, like, to them after that.
Probably not.
Probably not. They'd be like, oh, maybe, it depends.
I don't know.
Australia might get a bit upset. 2 boys killed in Afghanistan. Traveling on a holiday.
Probably, yeah. I wonder what would, like
retaliation-wise. I don't know.
Imagine if you started an international war.
Might be dead, so it wouldn't be good.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Would rather just
That's
be alive.
like, I think I might have already said it.
What?
On a podcast. The guy who started World War One. I'm forgetting his name. But he shot the Archduke Franz Ferdinand.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
I do remember it. I don't remember his name, though.
Yeah, always slips my mind. It's
John.
annoying. It's not John.
Legend. Yeah, I wouldn't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I think
Wrap it
any
up.
more stories from Vietnam, or is that everything?
There probably is more. I'm just not remembering stuff.
Yeah. Well, I guess like a spring roll. No, what is it? What's the I was gonna say, like, we should wrap it up.
Oh,
What's the?
Like a.
It's like, and it's it's not a spring roll. It's
a hand
see-through, translucent roll that they
rice
have.
paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still a spring roll.
Oh, is it?
It's just a hand wrapped spring roll.
Okay,
and
hand
not
wrap
deep
spring
fried.
roll. We should wrap it up.
Wrap it up with a bit of water. Drip, drip, drip. Roll.
That's
Goodbye.
Vietnam. Sorry.
Huh?
That's the end. Goodbye.
I haven't finished my coffee yet. Bum 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 bum.
The Cale Zack Podcast. Podcast.
Oh yeah. Podcast.